Blessings, brothers and sisters, and all who find themselves in between, as the I am finding itself to be more than or less than or in between the given archetypes of humanity, as it is 2022 in measured linear Gregorian time, and archetypes that were once relevant are no longer relevant. You are the androgynous soul that incarnated into a body, matter, the mother, for a purpose that is in perfect reflection of your evolutionary potential. Your androgynous soul had inclination towards positive or negative polarity that isn't positive or negative in moral human measurement, in social human measurement, in terms of good and bad. Not that kind of positive, negative. Positive and negative like electric charge, electrical or magnetic charge. So each of us, as an androgynous, plasma, electromagnetically based Jiva Atma, the yogis call the soul self, the Jiva Atma. The crystalline self is the Christ self. The Christos is who you really are. The androgynous soul self incarnates into a body that's a perfect reflection for the gender that is relevant for the lessons you need to learn to evolve. And that's custom designed to you. So I feel called to share this kind of message because in 2022, several people that I've interfaced with have found themselves less called to the traditional style of gender identification. Some people find themselves as a transitory spectrum placement alongside those kind of traditional left and right, blue and red, man, woman archetypes. And some find themselves to be complete inverted from the given gender identity that they incarnated into. The invitation that I felt called to share just after leaving this Crunch fitness spot here in Waco, Texas, after an exhausting, in the best way, workout, is that, the message that felt called to come through right now is that regardless of whatever you are, if you don't exhaust it, you waste it. And it's a funny word, exhaust, that, a car has exhaust pipes, and it's technically the exporting of the diffusion of the energy that's used to propel the vehicle. It's kind of wordy, but basically it's like, the truck is moved forward. It's propelled forward through a very complex situation, combustion and all this stuff. But then its export, its expression, its release of the waste of that is the exhaust pipe. And if you don't exhaust your system to the level that feels relevant for you, you'll feel unutilized. And Raja Yoga saved my life and turned me into a Raja Yogi. Siddha medicine, Kriya, Raja, Hatha Yoga. It returned me back to the alarming awareness of what Christ really is. It's not someone or something outside of you. It's supposed to alarm you into embodiment. And if you don't have some kind of urgency to utilize your life in a really fulfilling way, you will waste it. And your exhaustion level is a kind of mirror for how much you waste or don't waste and utilize of what you're given. How much do you utilize of what you've been given? How much do you waste of what you've been given? That will equal how satisfied and fulfilled you are. The yogic path, the yogic science, and the yogic art form of self-realization calls this dharma. You do your sadhana or your refinement process so that you can know your purpose. Your purpose is your dharma, and it always has something to do with serving others. So even for this one, for me, I find myself realizing things. And 10 years ago, that would just bubble into these thoughts, and I'd be in daydreams, and people would be like, Rocco, hello. I'm like, oh. I was in daydream caught between embodiment and realization. But the healing for embodiment and realization is actualization. So that's more of the Dharma that I'm in now, as opposed to 5 or 10 years ago, expressing and articulating this because I found my Dharma, one of my Dharmas, to be translation, both as a service to self and the utilization of the gifts that we're given to self. Service to others as means of utilization of self, basically. And I'm tired and I'm exhausted and my arm is shaking. If I was just holding my phone, it would probably be shaking like this. I had to lean up against this wall so it's not shaking. And I've been listening to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Just typed in on YouTube, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, inspiration. And this dude's embodied, man. This dude's living his purpose, his calling, in a really inspiring way. And I don't know, maybe no one has noticed me in this outfit, standing alongside this wall right here, talking into this phone. But I risk being myself. What's the phrase? This brother Nedick had a great phrase. Risk being yourself at all costs, but I risk being judged, or I risk being misunderstood in order to be myself. And yeah, listening to The Rock while working out was like a perfect fuel, perfect mirror to inspire the full utilization of my energy. So that's the download for today. Much love. Be your greatest version. Realize your greatest version as a means of serving that which you come from and that which you are and that which you see as yourself in the reflection of all others. Much love. Blessings. Namaste.